Adventure Time has long been praised for its courage in exploring dark and emotional themes, and the episode Simon and Marcy contains some of the most heartbreaking themes ever shown in the show. The episode begins with Marceline, Finn, Jake, and the Ice King playing basketball at Marceline's house. Finn and Jake question why Marceline invited the Ice King, to which she replies that she and the Ice King share a past. This moment references the episode I Remember You, where we glimpse a memory of her and Simon Petrikov, a man gradually losing his grip on reality due to a mysterious magical crown. Finn and Jake ask her to share more about their history. As the Ice King returns with water, he agrees to hear the story. She begins recounting a tale from exactly 996 years ago. The story opens with 47-year-old Simon and 7-year-old Marcy roaming the desolate remains of human civilization. At the edge of the forest, they stumble upon a mailbox, which sadly contains only a dead rat. Simon tries to lift Marcy's spirits with humor, joking that the rat can be their adorable new travel companion. He finds a VHS tape lying nearby and suggests they watch it. With no VHS player or electricity, he simply stares at the tape and jokes that it was a dull movie and the book was better. A rustling sound comes from the woods, prompting Simon to don the crown to protect them, though Marcy is visibly terrified of what it does to him. Simon comforts her and insists that he must do it to keep her safe. As soon as he places the crown on his head, its magic begins to erase his identity. The noise turns out to be a deer rustling in the bushes, but Simon, unable to control himself, blasts the deer with ice anyway. Mistakenly, he calls Marcy Gunther and encourages her to play in the snow he creates. Gunther being the name of the first person to ever be cursed by the crown. More on that later. Marcy throws a snowball at him to knock off the crown, halting his powers. The effects of the crown take time to fade, causing concern for Marcy. She makes Simon promise never to wear it again. Curious about the creature, Marcy asks what it was, and Simon tells her it's a deer. Marcy wonders if other animals might have survived the war too. Her comment highlights just how barren the world has become, with even the possibility of other survivors seeming uncertain. In an attempt to entertain her, he acts out an episode of Cheers using a broken TV. This makes Marcy laugh, but she soon starts coughing, and Simon realizes she's running a low fever. He tells her to rest and conserve energy. Determined to help, Simon decides Marcy needs chicken soup and remembers passing a soupery shop in a nearby town. Not wanting her to make the trip, he finds an abandoned motorcycle. However, he quickly loses control, and they bail before it crashes and explodes. Still unwilling to let Marcy walk, Simon seats her in a rolling office chair and pushes her into town while Scat's singing to lift her spirits. When they reach the shop, the door is locked, so Simon breaks a window to enter, telling Marcy that vandalism is wrong. Inside, the shelves are bare save for some soup-themed novelty gift cards. Suddenly, Marcy glimpses something in a convex mirror at the end of the aisle. Simon peeks over and sees a strange, mutant slime creature. It approaches, but Simon knocks it out with his crown. They press deeper into the city, traveling through a massive storm drain. Marcy's condition worsens, but Simon spots a food truck perched on a shattered bridge overhead. They climb up, only to find it's a clam truck called the Clambulance. Frustrated, Simon asks Marcy to cover her ears before he curses and kicks the truck. Unexpectedly, more slime creatures emerge from inside. Simon pushes the truck off the bridge, sending the creatures with it, but the impact triggers the truck's siren. The noise draws a horde of mutants who chase Simon and Marcy into a dead-end alley. With no choice, Simon puts on the crown again and tries to resist its pull by singing Gary Portnoy's "Where Everybody Knows Your Name." After subduing the creatures, he removes the crown, but this time its effects linger, pushing Simon closer to the persona of the Ice King. Then, a can of chicken soup and a can opener drop from a pink, fleshy mass stuck to the side of a nearby building. Upon closer inspection, the mass has a face and smiles at Simon. We later learn this pink being is the mother of Princess Bubblegum, though that's a tale for another time. Simon uses the soup to treat Marcy's fever. She tells Simon she loves him and hugs him, to which Simon responds, "I love you, Gunther." We later learn that Gunther was the apprentice of an ice elemental, Urgence Evergreen, and he wished for the crown to make him be just like his master. But since him and Urgence's relationship was one full of neglect, the crown causes anyone who wears it to go insane. Back in the present, Marceline finishes the story, saying she recovered and that she and Simon lived happily ever after, which, as you could probably tell, was a lie. The Ice King, clueless, tells her to keep entertaining these chumps with stories while he goes to make more baskets, showing he has no memory of the events. The episode ends with Marceline, Finn, and Jake smiling warmly at the Ice King, who seems genuinely content. Seeing Simon going through hell while still trying to maintain his sanity throughout the episode, and then coming back to the present to realize that he ultimately failed, has placed this episode permanently on my list of most heartbreaking Adventure Time episodes of all time. Subscribe if you want to see me talk about more Adventure Time episodes, and let me know how you felt about this one, and what episode I should talk about in the future.